Good morning, you two. Good morning, you two. Oh, I came on quick this morning. Yesterday, I tried to come on talking about the vote, and it wouldn't even come on. Kiss up to God. To God be the glory for all the wonderful works that He does. Thank you, God, for another do-over. Another day to get it right. Another day to be in the land of the living. Thank you, God, for another day to love again, to live again, to talk again, to be with our family and friends again. Thank you, God, for another day to go to work. We go to storybook land today with the children. Woo! Oh, thank you, God. And God, if someone needs to apologize, if someone needs to say that those two words, I'm sorry, it will make the difference in somebody else's life. Thank you, God, for that. And today, I'm coming on with a percentage of the high percentage of our thoughts are negative. Why? Hmm. I'm reading this book by Louise L. Hay. It's called Life Reflections on Your Journey. And she also wrote a book called You Can Heal Your Life. A real good read. And when I was reading it, she said on average, 60,000, we have 60,000 thoughts a day. So you know they got me to thinking. So of course I go to my friend Google and I look it up and it says average people have about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. A day. And 80% of the thoughts are negative. 80%. That's a high number. 95% were actually the same repetitive thought day after day after day. So we think the same thing day after day after day. Our conscious thoughts could be easily triggered by external focuses. Like it says being asked not to think about something, make you think about it. Oh, don't think about me. That means you're gonna think about me. I should try that all the time. But I was really shocked. Go. I was really shocked about the percentage of our thoughts that are negative. And then I'm like, and if we'll think about the same thing over and over again, I guess they could be negative. I mean, if it was negative yesterday, it's gonna be negative today. If it was negative 2 days ago, it'll be negative. But why? Why are a lot of our thoughts so negative? And I was speaking. My son said probably because our life isn't what we thought it should be or what we want it to be. Is that it? And we're negative about it that way? I don't know. I don't know. But as I was reading Miss Hare's book, she was saying some things that I thought was very interesting. So I share some of those things with you. She said, "Think new thoughts. Think creative thoughts. Think new ways to do old things. Be willing to change and grow. Speak into your life. The only thing that harms you is your own thoughts and beliefs, but they are changeable. Love your life. And if you love your life or if you love yourself, that begins loving your life. But you have to love yourself more. Realize that you're worthy of love and respect. Be willing to learn new ways of living. Be at peace if you're single. Be at peace if you're married. Love and appreciate yourself and appreciate the gift God gives you if you're single because she said being single is a gift. And that's so I sat down, I started thinking about it. I said, okay, being single is a gift because, so the single women want to get married. Married women are lonely. We ain't never happy, right? So I started thinking about being single is a gift. Being single is a gift from God. Because I mean, even in his word, he said that he would prefer you to be single, but yet he made woman for man's helpmate. So I tried to think about being single as a gift because, if you're single, then you only have to think about yourself. If you're single, you can go where you want to go, when you want to go. If you're single, you're not worried about being hurt, I guess. If you're single, you can learn who you are. You can learn yourself. If you're single, you can pursue more things, especially when it comes to your own career. If you're single, you're the boss. You control your own life. You control everything. Um, Especially if you're single without children. Phew. You have people that don't want to have kids because they enjoy that single life. One lady said, she said, I love being without, she said, I have more money and I have more travel time. So she said she travels a lot because she got more money, because once you have kids, you're broke. Because you're constantly taking care of your kids. So being single, she looks at it as a gift because you can do you. You can do you, but see, when you're single, you want to be married. And then once you're married, you got to think about what the other person say. You got to make sure that everything is taken care of. Because when you're married, you don't think about yourself anymore. You think about who you're married to. You forget you. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know everybody. I just know when I was married, my thing was I wanted to make sure that my husband was happy and that the kids were happy and that the house was clean and that the food was cooked and that, I made sure I had to go to work and made sure I had to pay the babysitter and made sure I had to help the kids with the homework and made sure. And you can get lost in that. I'm not saying being married is bad. I loved being married. My ex-husbands didn't, because if they did, we would still be married. I loved having that person. But then when you sit back in it and you sit back and think about it, with that came a lot of disappointment, a lot of hurt, a lot of anger, a lot of bitterness. That's where some of that negative thought comes from, probably. Because if you're thinking about the same thing every day and you got 60,000 thoughts, and you're thinking about the same thing, your body is cluttered with the same thing. That's why we probably can't get out. That's why we probably in a rut all the time. Because we're still sitting in that same negative thought, that same thought pattern, that same thing. It's like being in a mud pit, I guess. You're trying to get out of it and you keep sliding down in there because it's just there. You keep thinking about the same thing over and over again. I like when she said change it into like more positive things. That's why I talk about that affirmation. Because if we choose to eliminate some of that negative thing, the negative thoughts, because negativity isn't nothing but destruction and fear. It puts all that in your thought. And we can get all of that out and realize who we are and realize that we are beautiful and we are sweet and we are kind and we are lovable and we're worthy. And start trying to replace some of that negative thought, that negativity with positivity. Start, like I said, trying to give a new thought pattern. Even if you're sitting up there thinking and you find yourself thinking and you're like, Dad, why am I thinking about that? Try to replace it with something positive. And that's so much easier said than done. And we go to because we go to the same place, we do the same thing all the time. Switch it up. Have you noticed? I mean, because I even noticed that, you brush your teeth the same way. Like if you put on makeup, you put it on the one cheek, the same way. Like my eyebrows are very thin, so I always like darken them in a little bit, but I always darken in the right one first. Like the other day I did the left one. What happened today? I did the right one again. Because we're so programmed. We're just so programmed and doing what we do all the time. We do the same thing. That's why the thoughts are the same. Because if we're doing the same thing, our thought pattern probably is the same way. To start thinking about stuff differently, shake stuff up a little bit, shake stuff up in our own minds a little bit. But 60,000 thoughts a day, that's a lot. So what the world we've been set up in? We're in a trance. That's a lot of thoughts. And I guess that's why we realize the brain don't shut down. Even when you sleep, the brain probably still is going. I guess that's what the dreams are about, because you're still thinking as you sleep. And I guess that's what worration come in at, because you worry all the time. Stop worrying so much. But because as you know, negative and worration and fear, all that stuff deals with your health. You know what I mean? Gives you high blood pressure, heart attacks, strokes, all that stuff, because we're always worried and we're always thinking about something. Try to change some of that stuff. Try to think goodness. Try to be happy. Affirm yourself. It is so much easier said than done, because I find myself like, oh, let me think about something else. Oh, let me think about something else. So if you find yourself thinking negative, try to throw something positive in there. Try to look at the bright side of things. Try to look at stuff in a brighter light, and take that dim, dark thoughts, those negative thoughts. 80%, 85% of our thoughts are negative. That's a lot. Try to rethink some of the stuff in your life. Try to rethink some of the things that you think about. And then sometimes just sit up there and say, what am I thinking about today? What are my thoughts today? Okay, I thought that was very interesting. So that's why I brought that on this morning. If you voted yesterday, good. We needed people to vote. And hopefully whoever wanted to win, or whoever, I don't know the results of the election right now. No, not for Pleasantville. But thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Jennifer Brooks. If you feel like somebody needs to share this, here I go. See, if you think somebody needs to hear this, please share. I would appreciate it. Continue to subscribe, continue to share, continue to like, and continue to comment. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Jennifer Brooks. I am your Southern Belle, and I am on the right road now. Y'all have a blessed day now. You hear? God bless.